What if everything we know about Nero, the infamous Roman emperor, is a distorted perception painted by historical propaganda? A provocative question, isn't it? But when it comes to Nero, there's so much more than meets the eye. He's often regarded as a controversial figure, a ruler whose legacy is shrouded in mystery and debate. Some even argue that his notorious reputation is unjust, a fabrication born out of propaganda from a handful of sources. Born into a lineage of power, Nero's rise to the throne was nothing short of dramatic. His reign, however, was marked by significant events that continue to puzzle historians. From the Great Fire of Rome to the execution of his mother Agrippina, Nero's rule was anything but ordinary. Yet, amidst the chaos and intrigue, the young Nero was also a patron of the arts, a lover of Greek culture, and an ambitious builder, dreaming of a Rome that mirrored the grandeur of ancient Athens. But what about the Stoics? Where do they fit in this intricate tapestry of power and philosophy? Well, they were there, watching, learning, and resisting. For the Stoics, Nero's reign was a period of great turbulence but also a significant chapter in their philosophical journey. Now let's dive into the era of Nero's rule, a period of great turbulence and a significant chapter in Stoic philosophy. In the midst of Nero's reign, Stoicism was a prominent philosophy, with one of its adherents playing a crucial role in Nero's life. This individual was none other than Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher. However, his role was not merely philosophical, but also political, as he served as a tutor to the young Nero. His attempt to impart the principles of Stoicism, however, was hindered. Agrippina, Nero's mother, made it abundantly clear that philosophy was not to be a major part of her son's education. In the face of such resistance, Seneca's influence was inevitably limited, yet his teachings still managed to leave a mark, albeit not as profound as he might have hoped. Now, while Seneca tried to influence Nero from within, another group of Stoic philosophers known as the Stoic opposition took a different approach. They actively opposed Nero's autocratic rule, standing firm in their belief in virtue, justice, and the common good. Among them was Thrasea Paetus, an influential Roman senator who was ultimately executed by Nero. These Stoics were not merely philosophers, but also activists, who sought to uphold the principles they believed in, even in the face of a ruler they perceived as unjust and tyrannical. Despite Seneca's efforts, Nero's rule was marked by actions that the Stoic opposition perceived as contrary to their principles. The echoes of their resistance, however, continue to resonate in the annals of history and the philosophy of Stoicism. The Stoic opposition, a group of philosophers, stood firmly against Nero's rule and held steadfast to their beliefs. This faction, comprised of philosophers who practiced Stoicism, saw in Nero's governance a stark contrast to their cherished principles. At the heart of their opposition was a profound respect for virtue and moral excellence. They believed that a true leader should embody wisdom, self-discipline, and moral integrity. To them, Nero's rule was a disheartening deviation from these ideals. They saw his actions not as the conduct of a wise and just leader, but as the actions of a ruler driven by personal desires and whims. Equally significant to the Stoic opposition was the concept of natural law and justice. They held that there exists a universal set of ethical principles that govern human behavior, and it was the duty of the ruler to abide by these principles. Nero's actions to them were often at odds with this natural law, and they perceived his rule as fraught with injustice. The Stoic opposition also stressed the importance of the common good. They believed that a leader's primary duty was to ensure the welfare of the people they governed. They advocated for selfless decision-making that prioritized the well-being of the citizens over personal interests. In Nero, they saw a leader who appeared to be more interested in personal gain than in the welfare of his people. Lastly, the Stoic philosophers were staunch opponents of tyranny. They believed in the protection of individual rights and freedoms, and saw Nero's rule as a threat to these fundamental values. They viewed his actions as tyrannical, and sought to resist his oppressive rule. Their opposition to Nero's rule was not a mere political rebellion, but a manifestation of their commitment to Stoic principles and the well-being of the Roman Empire. These Stoic philosophers were not just bystanders in the political landscape of their time, they were active participants, striving to uphold their philosophical beliefs in the face of an autocratic rule that they saw as fundamentally unjust. The reign of Nero and the Stoic opposition's resistance left an indelible mark on Roman history and Stoic philosophy. When we consider Nero's rule, it's a tale of power, ambition, and controversy. His reign, marked by extravagance and autocratic tendencies, often overshadowed his achievements in art, architecture, and culture. He was a ruler who sought to leave his mark on Rome, both through grand building projects and his infamous actions. On the other side of this historical coin, we have the Stoic opposition, a group of philosophers who dared to question Nero's rule and the state of Roman governance. They were the conscience of an era, holding steadfast to their principles of virtue, justice, and the common good. Their beliefs and actions stood as a beacon of moral integrity amidst the tumultuous seas of Nero's reign. The Stoic opposition's resistance to Nero wasn't just an isolated act of defiance. It was part of a broader philosophical and political movement advocating for just rulers and opposing tyranny. Their actions were rooted in their commitment to Stoic principles and their concern for the welfare of the Roman Empire. Thrasea, the influential Roman senator and a prominent figure among them, serves as a poignant example of this opposition. His execution by Nero underscored the risks they faced in their quest for justice and virtue. The impact of these events on Roman history and Stoic philosophy is profound. Nero's rule offers a case study of power and its potential for misuse, while the Stoic opposition highlights the enduring value of ethical leadership and civic duty. They serve as historical touchstones that continue to resonate with us, prompting us to question our understanding of leadership, power, and morality. As we close this chapter, I encourage you to delve deeper into the enigmatic reign of Nero and the Stoic opposition's resistance. Explore different perspectives, challenge your understanding, and let the lessons of history guide your thoughts. The story of Nero and the Stoic opposition serves as a reminder of the power of philosophy and the importance of questioning our understanding of history.